Hello, everyone. I'm Tin, founder and CEO of Open Motors. And it's my first time in Sofia. Actually, it's a very nice city. I met a lot of smart people and I had a lot of fun. Yeah, so very happy to be here. And so, even if I don't look like, actually, I'm Italian. Have you ever heard about Turin, Torino? Anyone? Okay. So it's quite famous for Juventus soccer team, Nutella. Yeah, I know, Juventus, yeah. And also cars, Fiat, Chrysler, automobile, brands like Ferrari, Maserati, okay. So we know how to make cars, massive, manufactured, globally available, and compliant to the toughest regulations. And most of my team is coming from this city. And we moved to Silicon Valley because we did Y Combinator. So today I'm going to talk about the future of mobility. And I'm going to split it in 3 parts. So what's happening right now, the car of the future, and how we can get there. So right now, it's very clear that the IT industry is merging with the automotive, okay? Technologies such as self-driving, AI, connected car solutions, they are entering in the car. Companies like Tesla, they are doing an amazing job. I'm a fan of Tesla and Elon Musk. I really like how they are integrating cars, energy for the vehicle, and energy for the housing, okay, in a very amazing ecosystem. Actually, they seems like very similar to Apple, and they are doing an amazing job for ownership cars. The problem is that the technology is advancing super fast, okay? Companies like Nvidia, Quanergy, Mobileye, okay, they are every year or every 2 years pushing new technologies. The problem is that all the cars that are parked outside this venue, for example, they're not really welcoming new technologies like this. So in Silicon Valley, we call this labs on wheels. In Italy, we call it albero di Natale, which means Christmas tree. Yeah. Yeah, and some of these technologies are not very legal in the roads, especially in Europe, so yeah. The second trend is about services. So mobility as a service, players like Uber, Didi, Ola, Grab, basically where SoftBank Vision Fund is putting a lot of billions, they are becoming very relevant players, and ownership is shrinking. Less and less people are buying cars. To give you an example, this guy, actually, I was about 1 month ago in Beijing presenting my company at the Peking University, which is the #1 in China. This guy is the senior VP of Beijing Automotive, the electric vehicle division called BJEV. And actually, first, China is the #1 market worldwide for cars, internal combustion engines, and for electric vehicles as well. And this company called BAIC, Beijing Automotive, actually they are the #1 in this market, the biggest, for combustion engine cars and electric vehicles. So it's very interesting seeing some data from them. So this slide is very powerful. So the picture is about the mobility today, okay? The form of transportation. So personal mobility is impacting 38% right now, today. Obviously, public transportation is 49%. And it's not very efficient because they have fixed routes. And the most interesting thing is that shared mobility is already a double-digit number, 13%. But it's even more impressive, the number related to the future, their expectation. Actually, own mobility, personal mobility, buy the cars that you can buy, okay, they will shrink to just 5%. Public transportation will shrink to 30%. And share mobility, because they are more efficient, you can choose from A to B exactly where to go and have a very optimized route. It's going to be 65%. It's going to be the major form of transportation. Also, according to the latest report from Strategy Analytics and Intel, the market is pretty huge. We are talking about $7 trillion by 2050. 3.7 for moving people, 3.2 for moving goods, like logistics, and about 200 billion for small companies, small services like restaurants. The problem in this scenario is that most of the companies, like Uber, Didi, Lyft, they are using cars that are designed and engineered for ownership. How many of you owns a car? Okay. How many of you use it about 3 hours a day? Okay. So the thing is that that's usually the average, okay? You buy a car, and while you are sleeping, you're not driving. While you are working, you're not driving. So 95%, more than 95% of the time, your car is parked in your house or in your office. Do you agree? Okay. The problem is that already companies are providing cars to Uber, normal cars, and they're doing 2 shifts, 2 drivers per car, 12 hours and 12 hours. So they're using cars 24 hours a day. So normally the lifespan of a vehicle is about 10 years. When you use it 24 hours, the lifespan of the vehicle drops dramatically. Sometimes they don't even reach 2 years. And that's a huge problem, actually highlighted by The Economist. And this is not a third world country. Actually, this is Germany in 2015. So imagine that smartphones are already doing a very negative impact in this planet, and it's a very small object. Imagine this for cars, okay? A very big object. So definitely, we have to think about a better way to design, engineer, manufacture, and recycle vehicles. And this shouldn't be even the car of the future. It should be the car of today, because services are rising crazy. So obviously, the car of the future should be electric, using renewable sources, okay? It has to be designed and engineered for this purpose, okay, for services like Uber and car sharings. And it's very interesting how Fortune did this illustration about a vehicle like Tesla, okay, that is very similar to a smartphone. And actually, we believe that Tesla is very similar to Apple, and also their cars are very similar to iPhones or MacBook Pros. And that's the problem, actually, because you cannot upgrade memory, CPU, storage in a MacBook or an iPhone. So basically, just to tell you a story to make you understand, I have a friend who bought a Tesla Model S, very wealthy guy. Few months later, Elon Musk announced the autopilot function, saying, hey, we already put some hardware in the vehicle, and with a software update, you're going to have the self-driving function. Everybody excited. My friend did the update, the software update, and there was no autopilot. And he said, okay. He went to Tesla, they checked, and they say, oh, unfortunately, you bought the Tesla 2 weeks before they released at the hardware level the self-driving capability. And so he said, what should I do? And they said, yeah, you have to sell your previous Tesla and buy a new one if you want the autopilot. He was super pissed. And he did it. He did it. So he sold it and bought a new one. Super happy. And now they released the self-driving hardware too. Same story. You cannot update it. No hardware upgradability, only software upgradability. So, oh, there is no image? Okay. So the car of the future should be more, not like an iPhone, but more like a server. And how we can get there? So we have to rethink about the whole technology of the vehicle, okay? Starting from the platform, the core technology. It has to be modular. We have to replace parts easily to lower the total cost of ownership, so we can easily replace parts such as battery packs, electric motors, okay? Oh, okay. And also the exterior body has to be modular because there are a lot of new technologies like sensors, lidars, cameras that we are putting in the exterior body of the vehicle. So it has to be modular to integrate better all the necessary technology for self-driving, for example. Also the interior, that's the standard configuration, okay, with the steering wheel. But at the level 5 of self-driving, you don't need a steering wheel. So you can have a different layout called vis-a-vis, okay, sitting in front of each other. The bad news is that no car companies are doing this. So for example, Tesla, they are doing beautiful objects like an iPhone, okay, that you want to own, but they're not suitable for services. And even Nissan, okay? The good news is that we are doing it. So we are making the perfect car designed and engineered for services that can last 10 times longer thanks to the advanced modularity. So you can replace parts and you can have the lowest TCO ever, total cost of ownership, and also you can have hardware upgradability. So every 2 years, let's say, you can update the entire fleet to have a safer self-driving. And here's the video about what we are doing. Can you put the audio?
Introducing the future of the automotive industry. A ready-to-use, road-legal vehicle designed and engineered in Italy. Featuring a platform that is entirely modular, allowing vehicles to adapt to any situation, any location, any need. A truly adaptable vehicle designed and engineered for services. The modular platform allows for truly future-proofed vehicles, ready to easily repair, refurbish, and upgrade any part necessary, with flexibility to choose even up to level 5 complete autonomous driving. A fleet of self-driving, truly white-label vehicles can operate up to 24 hours every day, allowing for maximum efficiency. And because the entire platform is built on a modular architecture, fleets of vehicles can last 10 times longer, customizable, modular, and upgradable. Designed to last, designed to evolve.
Did you like the video? Okay. So that's my email. That's pretty much all. Thank you.